Well, under lights for,
Wow,
for the first ever time in Debrief history.
We're officially not on a pube anymore. Because the lighting, we had some feedback and we also noticed ourselves. It's a lovely area, this little corner of our 5-story apartment complex we have here. But yes, as we know, the great sun does get in the way and does offer a bit of a glare. But we thought the solution to that wouldn't be to move the spot, is to actually just film at night time.
Yeah, or actually invest in proper equipment. That's
not a chance.
Not happening. Not happening in the near future. So yeah, this is what we've gone with, and I think it's looking better than it did last week. So
yeah.
You're looking very handsome this evening.
Thank you. So are you?
Are you feeling handsome?
Oh, always. Yep. Yeah.
It's been a pretty big couple of weeks.
It's been quite big, especially for you, mate. You've been all over the social media stratosphere, really. Every swipe, every scroll, you're just there, and it's honestly good to see you in the spotlight once again, because you deserve it.
Oh no, I appreciate that. I really do. Now, this first kind of probably 5 to 10 minutes is going to be pretty footy heavy. But it's for good reason, because that's where most of the headlines come from this week. And, well, at the very start of the season, we obviously had our big calls, our big predictions. And, you know what? Before we get into my sequence of events from last week, I just want to first notice that you didn't do a forfeit, because you didn't have to do a forfeit.
No forfeit for me, mate. My big call just went under the radar because I was just so confident, and I think the whole audience was confident as well. No recap going. Rugsy, what was your big call, mate? Are you ready to do a forfeit? I think everyone just knew in their own hearts it was going to come through.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you said it at the start of the year, I wonder how many people would have believed in it, because it was Max Holmes. Obviously a household name now.
Now he is.
Yeah, he is now. Since you mentioned him, he's a household name. But I don't know at the start of the year if people quite would have recognised the jump he was going to make. But you did.
Sometimes you just got to look at the overall list in the AFL, and sometimes you just got to pick one player and just say, you know what, I see a little bit of something in that guy, which is what I wish my junior coaches said to me. But they never said such sort of thing. They just said, you're starting on the bench, not because we want you to have a little bit of a burst, through the middle of the game, because we don't want you out there on the field.
Yeah.
But with Maxi Holmes, they want him out there. And he was selected and announced a couple of days ago, actually, that he was, in fact, selected in the All-Australian squad of 44, which I said he would do after a... not disappointing, an improving season. I think this is only his third year of AFL footy. He didn't play in the Cats grand final, got dropped for that, and I felt a little bit of a revenge season for Maxi Holmes there. So that was my big call, and unfortunately didn't make the full team, but that's okay. He made the squad, and that's all that counts.
Yeah, huge. Absolutely huge from you. And the season's not done for him. As you said, revenge year. He could still be on for a flag.
Oh, definitely. So, I think I remember us saying he could average nearly 25 touches, and he actually has averaged 24.2 this season.
All right, so you've completely fucked up that prediction.
Can't all be centimetre perfect, unfortunately. I think he was averaging about 19 or so before. That's still an upwards average of 5, and I'll tell you what, he loves the bloody bounce, doesn't he?
Loves the run and bounce. Loves cinch footy.
Yeah,
and
loves it. Props
to him, because the young man has I was going to say unexpected. Yeah, not for you, but a real skyrocketing season.
That's why we should let certain people make the big calls, and it's why you make the big calls on the footy forecast. I've left that to you to spark some sort of controversy or something. We can't just someone who calls big calls like myself, it gets boring when I get them right every single time. Yeah. But you, on the other hand, tell you what, I'm glad I didn't have to do a forfeit, because your one was quite, I wouldn't say extreme, but it was a build-up, to say the least. Yeah, there was a bit of a build-up during the week. Now, the result was about to come down to the very last day of the AFL season about whether Fremantle would make the top 8.
and the whole narrative of it, in that we were looking at a top 2 spot just a month ago, made this whole story line much more extravagant. So yeah, heading into Sunday, we'll put out a clip or two about what might happen if we were to.
Did very well, by the way, on the analytics point of view, we could say. Upwards from
a reach point of view.
From a reach point of view, upwards from 10 to 12 sort of views.
Yeah. So no, it was good. It was good for that. Any publicity is good publicity.
That's
and if there's a silver lining to Fremantle losing and missing out on the top 8, it was the experience of jumping in the Swan River.
Definitely. And how many people were there to witness this great event?
I reckon we got to like 15.
15 people.
Yeah, because there was a few people at the game who knew that was what was on the line. So then they said, where are you going to be? Let's go down. So yeah, 10 to 15. Yeah. So we got a few angles of it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's not cold water that gets me. It's the dark water. I'm like, and then people going, because I hadn't really thought about. I was just thinking, cold, bit dark. I'm gonna be wet, and then people start going, there's sharks in the river. Keeping that in mind. There's jellyfish in the river. Keep that in mind. Shut the fuck up.
The dark water is the thing. I remember I used to think as a kid, when obviously like you got the blue sea, right, and then the darker bits in the sea is like where like the seaweed is.
Yeah.
I used to think that's where the sharks were. So I was like, I can't go on these dark bits. That's where the sharks are. But then like the blue was like the safe area.
Well, if only that was true. If you end up just stranded in the ocean, you go, well, this bit's blue, so I'm safe.
Yeah. There's been times where I'm like, fuck, I'm on a dark bit. I'm fucked here.
They're coming to get me now.
And then I proceeded to do an aqua turd and they went away.
Well, that would do it. That's very good. Very good defensive mechanism. I was disappointed you didn't come down, mate. You're at the game. You should have come down to witness the moment itself.
I should have. It honestly, I wouldn't say the event slipped by me, but I was very caught up in the result, and I can't remember. I think Dad and I think we just sat in our chairs with our heads in our hands a little bit, and went off to wherever, and there was a few tears shed, there was a few F-bombs said, and look, things happen. It was always going to happen in the end, and I'm keen to not talk about Fremantle for a little while. Yeah, it was a big learning curve for the club, but emotions were high, but that's okay. A deal's a deal. We got that out of the way. Can't wait for next year's big calls. Yeah, 100%.
And next year's jump. So, you're right though. We got to move on from Fremantle.
Just quickly, shortly. Have you heard? We got to get the great man on to say a few words sometime. Have you heard my father's the signature call he does at the football?
No. So
at the footy, everyone's up and about. This is
Can we bring him in?
Signature call. He's watching TV or something. He's busy. So especially loud crowd, Optus, all the Freo fans cheering, screaming at the umpires and whatnot. Where the whole crowd goes up and yells "ball." So can you do an example for me? Just yell it.
Ball.
Yeah, so like that, and then imagine it all dying down, like just at the peak last end of your ball. Dad just yells, "Sack!" Because he is immature, and he thinks that's funny
every time.
Most times.
Or
when he's really angry, he goes, "That's fucking sack! That's fucking sack!" So there's an element of aggressiveness, but also childness in that.
The genetics are making sense to me.
Yeah. I think we're both sort of on that,
spectrum.
higher end of the spectrum. Yeah. Yeah. So So you know where I get it from now. Some people say he's a scary looking man, but really he's quite a younger human on the inside. Yeah.
I'm just thinking. Think of the amount of times that the crowd yells "ball" every game, like every tackle, regardless of prior, regardless of. Like the home crowd will yell "ball." Yeah. I'm just thinking about how many sacks it's
one of the most said words on the day. Sack for sure.
Sack Justin Longmuir. That was Sunday's one.
Even on the TV at home as well, just yelling sack. Like, there's no word of ball that comes out of his mouth. But
he's creative. I like it.
Yes.
You got to have an element of difference in the crowd, and there's plenty of characters.
You
at the
can
football.
say that. Yep, he's one of them for sure.
Now you were hitting the headlines last week as well regarding your part in the play of Ryan Wayne kicking a big snag from beyond the arc.
Yep.
And yeah, that from an analytics and reach point of view, not bad for our standards.
Okay.
Yeah, how did you feel about the feedback from that one?
Yeah, it was to be expected. And once again, when I reheard that voice message back, I'm going, oh no, this is not going to end well for me and the Wanneroo crew. So I had to say a few words at the end of the clip there to clear up my stance a little bit, but that obviously didn't do anything at all. A couple reposts and a couple comments there from the Wanneroo social media team, and using that.
Any angry DMs?
No angry DMs, surprisingly.
No death threats.
No, not as yet. I'm quite scared to come up against them in footy again, but I was expecting a couple messages actually. But none have gotten that far, which is good. But again, if you want to message me, hey, go for it. It's a usual thing I receive.
What? Hate comments?
Yeah.
Angry DMs.
Angry DMs all the time.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But you've got thick skins. So that's okay.
No, that's okay. You got to put yourself out there. But once again, the thing that really got me was that emoji they put at the end of the.
Oh yeah, that's right. So the Roo Train official account, they reposted a story and said, "We will pass the message to the Colts to improve their chat."
And there was like this weird
nerd emoji
with like his buck teeth out. Like, I've never seen such a thing. It must have been an Android.
It definitely was an Android. Yeah.
So I could have clapped back there, saying a little Android joke, but I thought I'd leave it at that. Because for about a month or two, my camera was like an Android, my front camera, as I did drop it in some Milo excessive milk cereal. But so nothing against the Android crew. But I thought that was quite amusing.
Yeah, not just the choice of emoji, but just seeing the childish look of an Android. So if ever your football team is bad, just think at least Wanneroo's social media admin uses an Android.
That's it.
Speaking of, we also last week, I received an angry Google Doc from apparently the whole Kingsley Football Club saying that they were gonna pump us, and unfortunately, I have absolutely no return. And even better, so the game got streamed on. It was like, I don't know, PFL's match of the day on streamer.
Oh, there you go.
It was pissing rain, disgusting day. We were playing water polo on the swimming pool of Kingsley Park, and halfway through the second quarter, the scores Kingsley 0-3-3 to Quinn's 2-2-14. And I've bobbed up in the pocket for
as you do
for another cheap uncontested possession.
Yep.
Probably my second disposal of the day.
Yeah.
I've taken the chest mark, and I've got this kick from the pocket, and we even had commentators on the stream, so I just want you to have a listen to
how far out were you, just to give some context?
Well, I'd like to say like Ryan Wayne, like 60, 65 in the pocket, but it's 22 at a stretch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So just a legal kick.
Hardly a legal kick, lining up for goal to give us an important 3-goal lead in the second quarter of a knockout elimination final.
Okay, let's hear it.
Fitzgerald, distance will not be an issue. Accuracy might be. Kicks well. And I'll tell you what, distance was an issue. Getting touched on the line for a minor score. But
the commentator was bamboozled. He's gone. Distance actually was an issue. He's amused. He's in a state of shock from that.
How's the derogatory laugh? Oh, distance was an issue.
That does hurt. That would have hurt listening back.
It did. That hurts more than the loss itself, I think. Just knowing that I can't kick a football 22 metres. So that's unfortunate, but oh well.
What was the margin in the end?
Oh, I think the umpires won it by 3.5 goals. So that's we'll leave it at that.
Here come the hate comments. I'll let you know what to do with them when they come your way.
Oh, what do we have next? This is the last footy one. This was just a passing comment you said. I
think I was supposed to mention this last week, but it sort of just slipped my mind. I'm pretty sure. I just had an experience. I think this has been a bit of a, I wouldn't say a talked about topic, but it's been brought up before. Blokes wearing just the team's jersey, nothing underneath, just the jersey at the footy. We've collectively decided you can't be over 12 years old doing that. And I collectively and officially decided that when I was on the train, a packed train to the footy, direct train to Optus Stadium. Standing, being a good citizen, standing up. If there's a seat there, offer it to the old lady, offer it to the senior Dockers supporter, and I'm standing there. The whole crew gets on at the next stop, and then the bloke's next to me, full just Dockers, jersey. It looked like it was from about 2004, one of the first jerseys ever made. Nothing else underneath. He was about, mid-30s, which means the body odour is at a high. And I'm, putting my hand up on the rail there, and he proceeds to do the same. But his armpit is right in my face.
Not ideal.
No, and I nearly had a little bit of an unintentional lick of his armpit hair.
That would have ruined your day.
And it was not Lynx Africa. Smelt under there. Unfortunately not. So that's it can't be happening. And if you're a grown man, or could it be different for a woman to wear just a jersey?
I think that's rare.
I think that is rare.
Yeah, I think that's
okay.
rare.
I'm just going to speak on behalf of men here. If you're over 12, you can't just be wearing straight jersey to the footy. It can't be happening.
No.
No.
Yeah, 12 is the max. Once you hit high school, you can't be doing that childish stuff anymore. Yeah. And it's actually funny you mentioned body odour and Lynx Africa.
Okay.
Because
I'll tell you what, I went to go grab some bloody Lynx Africa the other day. It was like $9 a can. Outrageous. So I ended up just grabbing some Brute for $3.50.
Wow.
$3.50 a can.
Oh, cost of living, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's just
anyways, I'll stop.
It's off I was on the David Beckham stuff for a little while.
Yeah, okay.
Couldn't tell you what the prices are looking like at the moment.
No.
I think Brute has to be the way to go.
Just a normal deodorant or actual aftershave?
No, just the deodorant, yeah.
My nana used to get me that all the time for a birthday present. It's just either the David Beckham little package or just the standard Lynx Africa body wash.
Is that the nana that I sometimes have coffee with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That one needs a bit of...
You see her more than me, I think.
That needs a bit of context. That's for another day. So, not only are prices sending people off the rails, but so is the design of the cans. So, this is what our good friend Nick Vlahov has said this week.
So you know how I like to have the Rexona always locked and stuff like that? Have you seen the new Rexona cans? Like this. What are you doing here? Fuck.
So instead of the old clip and lock, it's just a lid and just take it straight off and spray.
Right.
What's the first impressions of that?
Honestly, doesn't make too much of a difference to me.
I personally couldn't care less.
Neither can I. Well, obviously.
In fact, it's
really
probably more convenient.
Yeah. I have been a user of the old Rexona. But, probably most of the time I probably forget to lock it anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I don't want to spend the time clipping and even if it's a clip and lock, I would just leave it unlocked.
Yeah.
So you just quick spray. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Doesn't
if that's Nick's biggest issue in his life at the moment, congrats to him. Because it's certainly not mine.
He's doing well. Yeah. Before we move on to the docs, just a voice message as well here.
Any context to this one or just...
No, this one's an anonymous one. This is our only one for the night. This
Okay.
one's an anonymous voice message.
Skibbity skibbity on the wall. Who's the rizziest of them all? That would be me. What the Sigma?
I think that's pretty well said in the context of things. Yeah. I thought we're getting over this little phase of this. I don't what do you call it? Brain rot. Is that what it's called? Brain rot. But it's well, you especially have been bringing this sort of chat back into my vocabulary. Vocab. I'm just gonna say vocab. Vocab. And yeah, that is a prime example of what that stuff gets to you, and once the brain rot gets you, it gets you fully. And unfortunately, that person has been diagnosed with an uncurable disease.
Thanks for the voice message, regardless, and thank you as always for sending in some submissions to the Google Docs. Let's kick off here. This one was actually sent in last week, but it must have just been too late for us to read because it was, well, we didn't fucking read it. So, what? This is anonymous.
Nice.
Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend of 5 years because he won't let me think Caleb Sarong's good looking? I'm a female. I, a female aged 19, was watching the footy with my boyfriend aged 21. As Caleb Sarong walked past, I said smash, and my boyfriend flipped out and said I can't find him attractive, so I had to end things a week later.
Jeepers, that's escalated quite quickly.
It
From that,
has.
hasn't it? So what, 5 years? So what, they were dating
5
since they
years.
were 14?
Oh, wow. And
Wow,
it's over within a week because she's seen...
So
She's seen Bing Bong Sarong walk past and said smash.
2024 All-Australian 3-time Glendenning medalist Caleb Sarong. I mean, the resume speaks for itself.
2025 Norm Smith medalist.
Yeah. Oh, and premiership player.
And a very attractive young man.
Yeah. Well, he is. And that's fair to say that. But if we do dive into this a little bit, I think here is where I think first of all, that sort of outburst of comment may have not have been necessary. If you can express your feelings towards the great man, but I think in that sort of rapid speaking tone, maybe was why old mate didn't catch on to it so well. But if it was just off that one thing, and then that's a bit extreme. I would have thought there could have been a little bit of talking out after that.
Yeah, I agree. It does seem pretty heavy-handed, but
It is pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy.
honestly, I think I would be disappointed if my girlfriend didn't find Caleb Sarong attractive. I'd be like,
That's
well,
a fair way to put
what are you looking for? What is a prime man if Caleb Sarong's not good enough for you?
Yeah.
Okay, big kahuna, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Like the big dick cyclone, Josh Tracy, fair enough.
It would have a
But
whopper. It would have a whopper.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Who do you reckon is the biggest in the AFL?
Oh, that's playing right now? That is a tough one. Aaliyah, obviously a prime favourite, probably paying under $2 there. I reckon
Maybe
I reckon Max Gawn's a sleeper. I reckon he's a sleeper.
Big Lloyd Meek. It would have to be a ruckman, hey.
Oh, I reckon I got one here. Ruckman. Ivan Soldo.
Now you've said that of all time, retired now, but Ivan Marek.
Ivan Marek. Oh yeah.
What about it?
Yeah.
Almighty schlong, longer than the mullet.
Yeah.
But no, that might require some further thought for a future episode.
So I hope that clarifies the question.
Because, yeah. So we tracked off a bit there.
Yeah, as we do.
That's okay. This is just a quick one before I pass it over. Someone's just said outro music. Does that mean they want us to come up with an outro tune?
I think so.
Okay. The intro was hard enough to come up with.
Yeah, that was yeah. We can sort together an outro for this ep. Probably not in our capabilities, but maybe for like 5 or 6 eps time, yeah, sure, we could get something done. What do you think on the same sort of Oh, I wonder what it would sound like if we just like reversed the intro track. I mean,
I'll try.
like a bit of, just do a bit of producing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, get like have you
Because if that's the intro, then the outro should be
yeah,
reversed.
exactly. And have you seen the it's like this Justin Bieber song, but it's like who's the feature? Like, is it Diplo? It's like a
Not
producer,
sure.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like the song's called, it's like Where Are You Now or What Are You Now or something. Where Are You Now, I think it's called. And like the hopefully people know it. I feel like I'm silly here, but like the beat in the song is actually just like a line in the lyrics, like sped up a lot, and that's like the background tune.
How have they managed that?
I don't know. It's just like producing.
Wow.
It's like sped up and like slowed down. Like if you look it up, it's like just
Yeah.
look up like I think it's Diplo or something. I don't know how to
Okay.
pronounce it. Like he's the producer and he like did that. So maybe we can do something like that. I
Yeah.
don't know, that it looked pretty hard. What he did.
Yeah. Look, because on first thought, my suggestion was to click on our intro tune and click reverse audio.
Yeah, that would be a lot easier.
But if we can somehow muster some musical ability,
I'll have to show you the video after.
Yeah,
I'll
please.
have to show you the video.
we'll look into it.
We will.
But often how we operate is when we come up with an idea and say, let's do it, then we need about 2 months to process it,
Yeah.
remind each other of the thought, and then about another 18 months
Yeah.
to start.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, we're looking at a long.
Yeah, we are.
This is another quick one. Anonymous says, you have big nuts. Hey. Not sure if it's both.
Yeah, I think that's he's left that open for a purpose, just for us to have a bit of a debate about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, well said.
These are just all real quickies. I was just firing through
Nothing
them.
wrong with a
before I
quickie.
turn-
Nothing wrong with a quickie.
Someone just said Big Sauce number 9 is diabolical. Just gonna have to.
We're gonna have to refresh on the Big Sauce list because that was an all-time list. Big Sauce number 9. What was it? Diabolical was the word he or she used. I wonder who was that. You? No, you were up there. You were in the middle, sort of. Who's? Josh Yubsy Brown. Big
Yeah,
Sauce number
you're right.
9. Diabolical. Do you think that's someone else saying he shouldn't be on there, or that is someone saying he should be higher, lower, or is that just Yubsy saying that he should be number 1?
Possibly, I was thinking that. Yeah, is it a high? Is it diabolical because it's too high, too low, or shouldn't be on the list? Or yeah.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. Well, don't know. It's up for interpretation.
Yeah,
That one.
I personally thought the Big Sauce list was respectable.
Yeah, I would have liked.
I would have liked to be
That's
top.
okay.
I would have liked to be top 3 personally, but
Yeah, can't all have our wishes granted, mate. Unfortunately,
surely since the weekend, I think I've biggered my sauce. Like I think I'm a.
biggered your
I think I'm
sauce.
saucier and larger since
Okay.
since
Do you remember who
Yeah.
was above you on the list?
one of them was Luke Jackson, so that's a toughie.
Tuffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're well put at the moment.
I'll settle.
Another anonymous one. I don't think anyone gives their name these days, but that's okay. This one says, surprised that geezer on the right is in attendance. Thought that hypothermia would have got the better of him by now. So the geezer on the right is referring to you. And was it cold?
It was cold, yeah. It was like you jump in and then I was trying to say something and then I was like gasping for air kind
Yeah.
of thing. Cold. But as I say, it was more the darkness. Just kind of I shat myself. Yeah.
Darkness was not your old friend.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't?
But it did. It was. You know what? It was representative of my emotions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
But no, I've recovered physically at least. Mentally, still.
I think you should read this one.
Oh, so wild night at the local last Saturday. Walk in and straight away out of nowhere see Reginald dressed all snazzy. Next thing I know, I'm buying vodka Red Bulls for the Bison and dapping up a bunch of WA blokes. Might need a little bit of elaboration on this one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it was one of the more scenic nights of my life. Obviously, you're quite. I don't want to. you're quite unfortunate not to get an invite to this, but it was Cooper Connolly's 21st birthday.
That's right.
It was stiff list. As you heard there was a couple of greats on the list. Yubsy unfortunately wasn't invited to
I think if I was number 3 on the big source list, I might have copped an invite.
Yeah,
but
I think Coops did look at that and decide from there. But yeah, I was honestly very lucky to get an invite. I think I sort of scraped in there as like the last person to just fill a spot. And there were some great names there. Yeah. Mitch Marsh's the Bison was the big one. Jordan Clark made an appearance before the big game the next day, only for about half an hour.
Yep.
Well respected, and other WA talent, Joel Paris's and Ashton Agars and whatnot. They were all in attendance, and it was a good night.
Now I'm just assessing this send in. So it says Reginald dressed all snazzy. Can you describe what you were wearing?
Just a formal 21st kit, usual kit, usual formal attire, just without the blazer or the tie or bow tie. Just pretty standard, really.
Standard.
Yeah,
Love it.
And the most surprising thing out of that, like you think about all the names I just said, they were all at bar 1, all of them. I hear rumours that the Bison was there till close.
That doesn't shock me, actually. No, that's good. Did you go?
Yeah, I was there for a short period of time. Yeah. I honestly got a bit overwhelmed of the presence of the great man. Like, I turned around one time and he was just there. I was just looking up like, that's the fucking bite. That's my idol right there. I was a bit shaken up. So I didn't exactly have to have the guts to go up to the Bice. And obviously Yubsy doing Yubsy things would have gone up to him and don't want to know what Yubsy would have dribbled to the Bison and the likes, but good to see Yubsy and a couple of the cricket crew had a good time, because it was a good night.
It would have been good.
This next one here, also anonymous, says, want to hear your answers on this one. What are your thoughts on a guy pursuing a girl, spending a couple months together, then saying he's not ready for anything?
We've got a deep one.
So a guy pursuing a girl, pretty standard there. Yep. It's not usually the other way around. No. And then, so what they say, seeing each other for a couple months, and then when times get to the, probably that 3 month of seeing stage is when you've got to make a call. And old mates just said, not ready.
Not ready. I'd like to know, because it says spending a couple months together. I'd like to know the depth of this. I'd like to know the emotional and physical magnitude of the relationship. And I would like to know what was being said between them throughout this relationship.
I don't really understand this this not ready thing. I understand it in the context, like if maybe you're like fresh out of a relationship and then you connect with someone like instantly and you don't want to rush things, which makes sense. But by the sounds of things, like when people are, it's honestly sometimes even leading the other person on. If you're not communicating, that you're not ready for anything at the start, then things might work out a little bit different. But like when you're, doing stuff together, going out on dates, sleeping at each other's houses and whatnot, and then seeing each other a couple times a week, and then all of a sudden when you want to take it to the next step, one of them goes, you know what, I'm not ready for that official title yet. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense to me.
I agree. The key word in there was communication. I think communication is the number one here, because, I reckon, I've been at both ends of this situation here. And you can, on one end, feel very hard done by, and on the other end, feel very guilty about what you've done. And I think a lot of hurt and a lot of guilt can be saved through very open and clear communication from an early stage. But I mean, you never, especially in time frames like this, like a month, 2 months, 3 months, you don't really know. You might be going in open-minded, but you don't know if that's what you want until you kind of start to get further involved in it. But you just have to be constantly updating with a bit of openness.
Agreed. Agreed. No, because I agree what you're saying, but the only thing for me with this is like I bet you after he's said that and she's heard that, then things were completely different against them. You know what I mean? Don't you reckon? Or is that the case, or do you reckon things stayed the same?
No, it would have been over.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like just because, like why?
Yeah, if it's good. Yeah, like if it's good.
Like literally nothing's happened.
It's a complicated one, isn't it?
It's complicated. It's complicated. That's why we are somehow qualified to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. through the qualification of human experience.
Yep, just
being
exist.
humans.
Just-
I mean,
just
at the end of the
exist.
day, we're all just doing this for the first time and only time.
Yep.
So
That's it.
we're all learning with each other.
Yep.
Aren't we? But and the other thing, well, when you said you don't get the whole "am I ready?" What I thought you were going to get onto was the concept of you're like if it is the right person, people just like know. They just know, and they would be ready for that at any time. But I don't know. You've experienced that, and I haven't. I think.
I don't know. Like, I think, yeah, I know what you're saying, and I know what I'm saying as well. And I just think, yeah, that term could be used a bit differently. I think.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
I think we're making we're making waves in the world with this conversation of all time. Actually, I think
This is one of our old timers.
This is one
I
of-
think we did well there.
yeah, managed to waffle the way through it.
Better than the first question where we ended up talking about AFL players donks.
Yeah, that's true. We've stayed on topic.
Actually
I think
answered
here.
this one, I hope.
Yeah, I just think from experience, it doesn't end well when people don't know what page the other person is on. And you might both end up being on the same page of uncertainty, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But if one person is leaning one way and the other one is like, oh, I don't know, like, not good. Doesn't do the good.
Doesn't do the thumbs up.
Doesn't do the thumbs up. Now, we asked for a few Euro stories.
And we got some, did we?
We got a couple.
Oh, boy.
We got a couple. So, just a quick one here. Euro summer story. Met a guy a while back while I was traveling with friends. Seemed super cool and we kept in touch. He's from the UK, so he said I should come visit him while I was traveling in the UK over summer. He ghosted me when I got there. Then sent me a paragraph about how he was too anxious to see me, even though he invited me to see him. Men are weird.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And we are, and I am.
Humans are.
Humans
Each
are.
in their own way.
We're all just, atoms and molecules and protons and neutrons and electrons at the end of the day, aren't we?
Shut up.
A different one. And look, I don't think the woman in this situation has done anything wrong. I just think that was a little bit of a strange scenario.
Yeah.
There.
Why would you have someone who's from Australia, they're in the UK, you say, oh, like, why don't you come visit while you're here? It doesn't sound that deep. And then
When it happens.
and then
Yeah.
he's,
I can picture it like, I can imagine like, because they're obviously in two different sides of the whole world, like I'm going to say that they're sort of texting each other on a basis that like they're probably never going to see each other. You know what I mean? You're probably texting someone different, that you're talking to from another country than you are like who lives like a couple of streets away. We could see him out in public or whatnot. So I reckon old mates just talk to talk, but he couldn't
walk the walk. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, strange one. Because I feel like if I'd met someone overseas and then they're in my home city, I'd be pretty excited to be like, oh, I'll show you some of the, like...
For sure you would.
Like, oh, come see Bar 1. I'd just imagine
they're like, I want to go home.
first flight back. But no, like... I just don't know why he couldn't be like, oh, like, I'll show you my local pub. Let's go for some drinks with my friends. So strange one there. Can't really find an explanation for you.
No,
we've got another one.
We do. Okay, this is the final one here. This one says, did Europe in 2019 started in Amsterdam and was as expected, took full advantage of the party scene. Bought about 8 pills from some dealer in the red light district and only ended up having 3 between me and my boyfriend at the time. Come to the end of our time in Amsterdam, I had completely forgotten about the remaining contraband and continued on our trip. About 2 weeks later, getting ready to go out in London, I found the rest of them at the bottom of my shoulder bag. I'd gone through 3 countries and 4 airports with them on me. Needless to say that night out in London was insane. So she's forgotten that the old pills were in the bottom of her bag and she's just gone through all that security at the airport. Unnoticed, untouched.
That could have ended pretty badly.
That could have ended really badly.
I mean, real heavy judicial issues in that one.
I always thought that you would be able to get through airport security, like if you really wanted to.
They can't look that hard. They won't care. I don't think they care enough.
No.
Like, at the end of the day, you're dealing with humans, and the human isn't thinking about, who can I take drugs off today? They're thinking, when's my break?
Yeah.
They're just on a shift.
Yeah.
They're working.
Let's get this dough.
They're working the 4 p.m. till 2 a.m. shift today, and they're thinking it's almost midnight.
Yeah.
I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
If you lend me a pinger, I will let you through. Just lend me one of them. You can keep the other 4.
He'll get me through my shift.
Yeah. Just let me pop a cap, and you can go through to London.
That's crazy because that could have gone extremely badly.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, imagine. So, like, what if they were from Europe? They then went, let's go to Bali via home, and they get to Denpasar, and all of a sudden they're facing a firing squad. That's not great.
No. Could think of better things that could happen for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it proves my thought even more that I think even with no strategy whatsoever, you can bypass airport security. Yeah. And I did don't get on me now SWAT squad, but I did consume a laser pointer back from Thailand over here when I was about 8 years old. So yeah, still got it too. Oh. So yeah.
Keep that one quiet.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
We'll see if there's any police choppers in the sky today.
Yeah. No, I think we're all clear. I think we're all good. But that's two good stories to end off the Google Docs, which was popping off as per usual.
Keep them coming. Obviously we're all very localized here, so it's nice to hear a bit of worldwide action. And I'll tell you what, just a nice, short, sharp, say what we need to say and swiftly move on kind of thing today. Unless there's anything just teasing your mind.
Oh, not particularly.
No.
If we do want to go back on footy just for a couple seconds, the AFL Fantasy League. Did you end up
somehow
seeing the winner in that or at all? Did that slip your mind?
Please go over the AFL Sunday Debrief Fantasy for us.
I took that one out.
Oh, did you?
I did. Yeah. And
I can't believe I forgot to check the results this week.
Yeah. No, you were unfortunately out a long time ago.
Oh, was I?
And yeah, before the season even started, actually.
Yep.
But yeah. Brucey and I we faced off, and we won that, which means it's if we do want to cross platform, if you do want to chuck your listening ears over to the footy forecast, I think we will be announcing some sort of forfeit for the great man.
Excellent. Do you know what you're putting on him?
Well, we put up a little, question box as we do with some offers for forfeits, and it's fair to say that most of them aren't really applicable. Some of them were involving words to a different race, for example. I don't need to say any more about that. Others were take 100 shots of absinthe. And
It's like 90% alcohol.
yeah, we would be going to Bruce's funeral tonight. And I think another one was a certain activity involving a fluff jar, if you know what that is. So we do need suggestions, and I think we'll be making one up on the spot there. But I think we appreciate all suggestions as always. But I think we're gonna do something footy wise. Probably dress Brucey up in all Freo gear and make him like do some sort of embarrassing thing. Maybe like a TikTok dance, and then like he has to post it on his Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's more extreme ones that we could get to. Obviously,
We'll have to we'll try and keep it legal
yeah.
and not derogatory to anyone.
No, that's a good call. That's a good call.
We've done well here to not be cancelled. So and this has greater risk than the forecast.
It does.
If the footy forecast got cancelled within 2 months, that would be pretty disappointing.
Yeah, it would be.
You'd feel pretty flat about that one.
You would.
So, in the meantime, I think we've just about escaped another week of survival. Just about. And we can't wait to keep trotting.
Yes, that's right. You're heading down south tomorrow.
Oh, I am,
morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
tonight's the Thursday. Head down on the Friday. Tell you what, mate, I did not mind this time slot whatsoever, and the lighting.
It's good.
Maybe this is the new regular.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind this at all. Just scares me that I have 2 uni assignments due tomorrow that I haven't exactly put really, finger to keyboard there. But yeah, look, that's tomorrow's problem, as we do say, and we'll figure it out then. And yeah, but other than that, if we live in the present, which I like to do, yeah, great setup, and yeah, hopefully good crisp audio and good viewing as well.
Well, if you made it this far, you clearly don't value your time very well, but we do appreciate it. So until next time.
Give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.